Go talk to the head of the Fighters Guild Hall here in Shadenall. See if he has a contract for us. See if we can't advance a little farther in the ranks. Kind of doing a little bit here and there. Thieves Guild, Fighters Guild. We'll probably move on to the Mages Guild next. Kind of advance as we go along. Joining the Dark Brotherhood, well, it requires murdering somebody. We had our opportunity with Umbra. That's a perfect opportunity to essentially get away with murder type of thing. It's considered a murder, but it's not. It's not considered a crime with her. Interesting with that particular NPC. Apparently maybe she's wanted for murder, but seeing as she's not an enemy per se, then it counts as, I don't know. Anyway, I really like the Dark Brotherhood questline here, and I do look forward to getting into that. Umbra is usually a quick way in, but there's no way I can kill her at this low of a level. It's really just not possible. At least, I don't see any way to do it. There was no way to do enough damage to outlast her ability to regenerate health. She is an absolute beast.
Go ahead, please. If it's broken, I can...
Oh, these guys, these porters, they're like the Fighters Guild snitches. They literally follow you around and just watch you. Like you're not trusted. We got here. I'll open this, sure. Only 3 tumblers fall when you break a pick. Okay. I gotcha. Okay, so that first one stays up regardless. Trying to remember what happens when you get lockpick to 100. I don't think your lockpicks never break, but I think, I guess probably any auto attempt on anything hard or less maybe is automatic. I really don't remember. Oh well. And we'll get there eventually. I'm going to pick some locks, damn it. Absolutely, that's just mandatory. Speaking of lockpicks, there you go. There's that porter over there watching me. Stop watching me.
Keld of the Isles, guardian of the Fighters Guild. And how did I achieve that high rank, you ask? Patience, caution. Slow and steady wins the race, my father always said. Careless fighters get one last white shirt and a box. Not me. Be seeing you.
Guess that's a steel claymore he has there. It's looking pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of this dwarven one I have here, but I don't mind playing around with whatever there is until I settle on something. I'll eventually find a weapon and I'll say, that's the one. And then I'll probably say, you know, I don't really care so much about the base stats. Now, fine, if it's a Daedric weapon, well, great. It'll have the best stats. It'll also be the heaviest damn weapon in the game and drain like half your stamina bar per swing. Gotta factor that in, too, is sometimes a lighter weapon is actually better. It may do a couple points less damage. It may even do half the damage. Let's say it did 20 instead of 40. But it only costs like 1/8 the amount of stamina per swing type thing, too. You know, or something like that. Now this one's cool, and it still doesn't have too much stamina draw, but I don't really like the way it looks. Maybe I'll come across a... silver short sword. Well, that's nice. Maybe I'll come across a dwarven battle axe. Maybe it'll look cool. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just throwing cheap enchantments on them now, so I could take this weapon and sell it without any problem whatsoever.
You here looking for work, meat? Maybe you want a contract?
Meat?
I suppose I've got something for you. We need a weapons shipment delivered to Desolate Mine. That's your job. Move your ass, Boot.
Move your ass! I forgot this guy. He's awesome. Need a job? Meat? Otimbar.
Otimbar, Fighters Guild Guardian. Maybe you saw me in the arena a couple years ago. I was a contender. I got out while I still had the original set of legs, arms, and eyes. Fighters Guild is a perfect place for me now. I worked the arena in the Imperial City for a while. Got up to Gladiator, then took a powder. A guy could get hurt, you know. Bye.
All right. Okay, let's see where it's at. Not too far. Take a weapon shipment to some Fighters Guild members in a goblin cave, if I remember. That looks like the castle door. Where is the city wall? Or main gate? No, it's not along this way. It's supposed to be right here. Maybe that isn't the castle door. Okay, never mind. This city is beautiful with the river running through the middle of it. Yeah, that looked like a castle door. All right.
Hello there.
Let's get out of here. Get to exercise our fighting skills a little more. Look at that, you can see the Imperial City spire over there. It's beautiful. Okay, you know, it's not the multiple different kinds of, like, grass and stuff on the ground. Although, I don't know. Honestly, they did a pretty decent job of that, if you ask me. But it's just... Man, I don't know. Also, going back, considering when this game came out, this game is, what, 10 years old now? Okay, this is nice. I mean, this is nice for a 10-year-old game. And considering the playability of the game, listen to the music and being able to wander around like this and feeling like I'm doing something in the world. Like, I belong here. There's stuff to do, and I have a place here. I mean, that's... Man. It just works. It's so many perfect pieces just fitting together perfectly that it just works. Oh man, every time I sell an arrow, I forgot it unequips them. Not getting used to that. Alright, so these are the weapons we'll be delivering here. Get a taste of a little bit stronger goblins than what we might be used to in the sewer, but well, it looks like our bow can keep up. I think I have a 25-point frost enchantment on the bow, and it's a 3-shotter, so... Considering what an iron bow does 2 damage and an iron arrow does 2 damage, that's 4. Okay, so my dwarven claymore does 4 damage. So if I had, say, a 25-point enchantment, I could be looking at something similar. Of course, this guy's going to be a lot tankier, right? Let me get a summons. And that's the great equalizer. You want to give me a boss goblin, and I'm going to bring friends. Nice. This sword doesn't look too bad. Kind of cool in my hand. There'll always be that one weapon where I'm like, yeah, sometimes it's not all intricate and fancy. Sometimes my favorite weapons are just really, really simple. Like in Dark Souls, the Moonlight Greatsword. It's a beautiful weapon, but there's nothing real intricate about it. You know, there's not a lot of like engraving. There's not a lot of, you know, things kind of sticking off in all kinds of different floral patterns or in different directions and doing all this funky stuff. It's just a straight, huge sword with a really cool edge on it. The edge is even like transparent, like it's an edge of moonlight. But it's a beautiful weapon. Beautiful weapon. Simple. Very simple, but beautiful. Okay, what I'm going to try to do is keep these Fighters Guild members alive also. I think there's actually even a bonus for that, if I remember right. And that can be tricky even on normals, so it's going to be interesting trying to do that here.
Good that you made it. You should talk to Rihanna.
You must be the reinforcement from the guild. Good. I hope you brought weapons for us. You've made it, and just in time. We've got trouble with goblins here. I'll take the bow. You give the weapons to my other 2 men.
Rihanna. Well, that's a beautiful name.
Horrible creatures. And they've made this mine too dangerous for the workers. We're going to have to get rid of them. Go to it.
Ah, you've got the weapons. Let's talk about that weapons shipment you brought. Excellent! I long to sink a blade into some goblin flesh. A blade? Fantastic! Let us take the fight to these vile creatures. No more needed for me. I have this fine blade with which I'll slaughter some of these miserable beasts.
Miserable beasts.
You're the one with the weapons shipment, right? Let's talk about that. Good, I need a weapon. I'm looking forward to bashing some skulls in. A hammer! Excellent. Good for bashing in puny goblin skulls.
This orc.
Okay.
How could you not like orcs in Elder Scrolls games? Orcs are awesome. True enough, you don't see me playing orcs because it's hard to make them pretty, but there's something to be said for that. Orcs are... I love them as NPCs. Especially when they try to be refined and sophisticated. If I remember right, there is an orc here, somewhere in Oblivion, that tries to talk educated, and he's always using the wrong words or making up words. Oh man, I hope we find him. I hope we find him. I believe it's here in Oblivion. Pretty sure. I think I just got shot by a friendly arrow. I think my zombie's full of Rihanna's arrows. Matter of fact. She's shooting steel arrows, though? Nice. I'll be taking some of those. I can sell those for like 2 gold apiece. That's what I'm talking about. Right now, they don't do any more damage than an iron arrow, but they sell for twice as much. Hey, 100 steel arrows is only like, what, 2 pounds? And 200 gold. Plus you can sell them one at a time, which can raise your mercantile skill a lot faster. Yeah, whatever his damage modifier is, that goblin's hitting me as hard with his basic iron mace than I am with an enchanted claymore. So, yeah, need to catch up. That's the thing. Keep my weapon skill, like in this case, it would be blade, the blade skill, right? If I was using an axe, it would be blunt. But whatever, keeping your weapon skill up, your enchantment up, and even the use of poisons against the even tougher enemies. Because, like, at least now we can kill normal enemies. I mean, we can at least put up a fight. So that's cool, but I would still like to beef up a little more. A better enchantment would be nice. Doesn't help that I wasted all my decent early game soul gems that the game gifted me with on some bullshit. True enough, I was just experimenting, but I paid for that. Didn't do that the right way. Oh well. Live and learn. My failures are for y'all's benefit. There you go. That's how I'm going to look at it. Oh, nice. I'll take all those. Thank you very much. I'll take that too. I believe around level 12, the chests start getting good. If I recall. The gold that you find in each chest goes up quite a bit. Instead of 7, 8, 10, 12, it turns into 40, 50, 60, you know. It goes up dramatically. I believe it's around level 12. Also, I believe that's when we start seeing glass stuff regularly. Glass daggers, I remember being really valuable. Not so much like glass claymores and stuff like that. The big heavy stuff, because, of course, it weighs a ton. And it's worth a decent amount, but you can carry like 30 daggers for the same weight that you would carry, like, say, one Warhammer, for example. And, of course, you're going to get a lot more for 30 daggers than you would for one Warhammer. So, value is sometimes...
Well, they're all taken care of now. Good work there, soldier. Get back to Grokash and get your payment. Looks like we got them all. Good work, soldier. The miners will be able to get back to work. You should head back to Burrs and find another contract.
Right on.
Good going.
Yeah, value to me is more about weight than it is about gold value of an item. If something weighs 30 pounds and is worth 1,000, that sounds like a lot. But if something weighs half a pound and is worth 100, you can carry 60 of those. And that's a whole lot more, money-wise. You know, the same amount of weight, how much gold could you get out of that? Now, if you just have just extra inventory weight and you're headed to the shop anyway, well, just carry whatever, you know, because you're going to sell it regardless. But if it comes down to having to make a choice, like if I'm in say a bandit cave and we've just killed 20 bandits and 20 marauders and I can only carry certain stuff out, I'm probably going to carry the lightest, most valuable stuff and leave the big heavy stuff, even though something may be worth 1,000 or even 2,000 in one lump sum. It weighs 50 times more than the next item that isn't worth near as much, but you know, when you factor in the weight, then it's actually worth even more, if that makes any sense. Anyway, that's how I look at it.
Well done, my friend. This mine is once again safe for the miners. Sweet.
Sweet. All right, I'm guessing some of these little side passages hold stuff. Those wisp stalks are great for making poisons. Yeah, sometime soon I'm going to be putting all my alchemy ingredients in my house, I'm guessing. Don't know what's wrong with me carrying them around thinking, well, I'm going to need them. No, probably not. You know, if I was wise...
That was some good goblin bashing. What else you need? Lots of them dead, just like it should be.
If I was wise, I'd be picking up these, like, maces and rusty daggers and stuff from these goblins and repair them and then just put them back. Huh. Okay, I need to start doing that. Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Yeah, see, the condition on that was 98. I could repair it once. It's not the amount of repairing you do. Whether an item's at 50 or 99, doesn't matter. It still counts as a repair. And for anyone who might bring up that, okay, sitting there and micromanaging all of your, like, stats. Like, okay, I need to exercise these certain skills before I exercise those skills because I don't want to level until I've got this to 5 and that to 6, and okay, shoot, that equals 11, so let me only train this in 5 instead, and then, you know, that type of thing. But if you're training to get better in something, there's nothing more meticulous about that than there is about school. You know, studying for a test or something like that. And essentially it's the same thing. It doesn't affect the immersive quality to me whatsoever. I'm still into the environment. I'm still in the NPC interactions. I'm still into all that stuff. Ouch. I'm still into getting bashed in the head by swinging mazes. Okay, awesome. Morningstar balls falling from the ceiling. I did not see that trap. I'm still into all that stuff. It adds to the game for me. I still can just be amazed just wandering around, listening to the music and enjoying the environment and being on a quest that actually makes sense, you know, that actually pulls me into the game instead of pushing me out of it. You know, I'm getting along, things are going good, I'm having a good time, I'm fighting and finding stuff and doing this and that and carrying along in the story, and then I'm asked to do some tedious, nonsensical bullshit to send me off to some place that doesn't mean anything to anybody, even including the person that's sending me there, to get some shit that has nothing to do with that person, that has no story behind it, as an obvious fetch 'em quest to go gain some cheap-ass XP. All right? And we're all familiar with those in RPGs. Okay, I don't get that in Oblivion. I don't get any of that. Everything coincides with something. Like here, okay, well, what does going to a goblin mine have to do with the main story? No, but it makes sense with the Fighters Guild. Fighters Guild here, having a contract, kind of like the companions in Skyrim, having a contract to go help these miners clear this mine out of goblins, which is something you would hire the Fighters Guild to do, so that they can get back to work and stuff. There was some of that kind of in Skyrim, but they watered it down a bit, and it became just go beat up this person because some random person needs that person beat up. Okay, well, yeah, that's technically something you'd hire the Fighters Guild, but it seemed more like a chore. Less of part of the story getting to know the Fighters Guild, if that makes sense. It just didn't draw me in the same way, in any way, shape, or form. So, I can't think of anything in Oblivion that pulls me out of the game, that pushes me out and sidetracks me from my game experience, from following any part of any storyline whatsoever. And considering the side quests are as epic, if not even more epic, than the main quest itself, and that they all go essentially hand in hand, the main story essentially isn't necessarily all that long, at least in the scope of the size of the game itself, right? But to me, it's impossible just to get straight into the story and do stuff. Like here, I do not feel guilty for not carrying this amulet immediately to Joffrey. First of all, I'm a prisoner. I don't really owe the Emperor anything. If nothing else, I could have kind of a grudge that I was locked up in the first place. But I don't. I'm willing to be a hero. That's how I choose to play my character, but you can do what you want to do, right? But I have a life to live, and I have training to do. I don't know what you're asking of me, but to be wise, I'm going to be prepared. And so I'm going about doing these things. I'm getting to know people. I'm gathering allies. You know what I mean? It makes sense to me. There's nothing here that says, you know, I really should be getting to talk to Joffrey. No, actually, I'll go do that when I'm ready. I don't know the dire emergency. Anyway.
If I can't fix it, it ain't broke.
Just because the Emperor's like, OMG, you got to get this to Joffrey as soon as possible, doesn't mean I feel that way. You know, I may not really completely comprehend the ramifications of not doing that, for example.
Well met. Haven't you taken care of that weapons shipment yet? Those weapons won't deliver themselves. You got the weapons there and cleared the mine with no casualties. Better than I expected from you. Here's your reward and a little bonus. Looks like it's time for a promotion. Due to your performance, I name you Journeyman of the Fighters Guild. You're needed in Coral. Report to Velena Dunton. She's got some duties for you to take care of. Bye.
All right, and we will get to that. Not now, though. Let's make some progress. What I want to do is go get ready to go get my Mage's Staff, get the Mage's Guild stuff started. Dealing with these mages is a little different than dealing with some random goblins. For one thing, I'm on my own on this, and it's going to be interesting. Might as well spin some of these. Okay, so the closest I'll get is probably the sewer. Yeah, let's go back to where it all started. There we go. We've been here before. All right, and it looks overcast today. I love how the weather changes. All right, so we'll go to Wellspring Cave on the next one. We'll go see if we can't find whatever we need to make a mage's staff, and we can get all that storyline started too. Epic stuff, man, epic stuff. Hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. Want to subscribe, and click that button up top if you haven't already. That would be really cool. And if you want to catch the rest of this playthrough, you can click that image in the middle. It should send you straight to the playlist. All right, y'all take care. Appreciate you hanging out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.